Hello, everybody. Forgive me as I do some quick housekeeping. I'm going to try to run multiple screens for this live screen. I've got the one that I'm on right now on my phone, and then I want to have a screen open where I can kind of see the live chat if anyone joins us. And I also need a screen open to pull this list we're going to be looking at. Okay, housekeeping's done. And so far, I don't know that anyone's joined us. Oh, one person has joined us. Hello, one person who's joined us. Welcome. I've heard a lot about this 200 Greatest Singers of All Time list that Rolling Stone has released. They released it on January 1st. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't looked at the list, but there's been a lot of talk about it. A lot of people disagree with what Rolling Stone has said here. So I thought it would be interesting to look at it together. Let's talk about some of these singers and decide whether or not we agree with what Rolling Stone's done here. I did read some explanation as to what the list actually is. And what they're saying is, essentially, I'll read this. When Rolling Stone first published its list of the top 100 singers in 2008, we used an elaborate voting process that included input from well-known musicians. The results skewed towards classic rock and singers from the 60s and 70s. The new list was compiled by our staff and key contributors. So I'm reading this and it's saying to me, look, according to the professionals or the people who actually know what they're talking about, all the great singers are 60s and 70s. We didn't like that, so we're going to make our own list. And I think what they're trying to do is to be more inclusive with new artists and international artists on this list. Let's see what happens. It also says before you start scrolling and commenting, which we're going to do here, keep in mind that this is a greatest singers list, not the greatest voices list. I'm going to read that again, and if you can make sense of it, interpret it for me like in plain English here. Before you start scrolling and commenting, keep in mind that this is a greatest singers list, not the greatest voices list. I think what they're trying to say is it's popular singers. Not necessarily great singers, but popular singers. According to the staff at Rolling Stone and key contributors, whoever the hell they are. Are you ready? Let's get started. We're going to scroll down to 200. Rosalia. Rosalia. I don't know her. I certainly don't think I know her. No, I don't. Okay. Glenn Danzig. From Danzig, the guy who sings Mother. He's 199. Billie Eilish is 198. Okay. Burna Boy. He's Nigerian. I don't know him. Paul Westerberg. It's the Replacements frontman. That's pretty interesting. Let's see. Polly Styrene, lead singer of London's X-Ray Specs, was a Heckler-ass crooner. I've heard of her, but I've never heard. Oh, she was a great singer. I've never heard that. Kelly Clarkson. She did win one of the whatever it was. Was it America's Got Talent or what was the damn show where they sang with Simon Cowell? Whatever the hell the name of that was. American Idol. There we go. I forgot what it was even called there for a minute. Epic Beard chimes in and says, I've read the list, it's BS. I'm sure you'll agree. Waiting to see your reaction. DJ Marky Badge says, hey Brian, good to catch you live. Hope you are well. I'm good. Thank you for asking. Thank you for joining me here. I'm not expecting this live stream to have thousands of viewers or anything. I thought it would just be fun to go through the list and yeah, let's get a reaction from it. This is like a reaction to it. In fact, I may change the title of this video to, BSR reacts to Rolling Stone. I don't know. We'll see how I react to it. But Kelly Clarkson is here. Okay, 194. And 193 is Brandy. Okay, R&B singer from the 90s. Sure, whatever. Here's one from the mid-90s. I'm trying to figure out who the hell this is. Eno Ni. I don't know who she is. Yoko Ono is mentioned in the bio here. I have never heard of her. Young Cook. Okay, I guess he's a member of BTS. You don't know you're beautiful. Sure, why not? 191. Frank Ocean. I'm sorry, guys, I don't know who Frank Ocean is. Apparently, he's one of the most recognizable on-record voices in modern R&B, but I don't know who he is. Joan Baez is 198. Okay. Joan Baez, singer-songwriter. 70s. Fela Kuti. Iconic songs of the 70s or 80s are orchestra instrumentals. He's an African soul and jazz musician I've never heard of. I'm sure he's wonderful. At 188. Bonnie Raitt is 187. I don't know if I ever considered Bonnie Raitt like a great singer, I mean, or a great voice or whatever. A great singer, I don't know. Bonnie Raitt sings and plays, and she seems pretty cool, but I never really thought of her as like, oh my God, it's Bonnie Raitt. That voice, oh my God. She's got an interesting voice. I mean, she's a good singer, but my daughter's a good singer, Ofra Haza. Wow, Ofra Haza. Okay, I know who Ofra Haza is. She is an Egyptian, or she was an Egyptian singer. She's passed away. Gabby was a big song that she did. She was also on Eric B. and Rakim's Paid in Full, doing the Egyptian vocals on that. Again, never thought of her as a great singer. Interesting voice, I guess, but great? I don't know. Oh, what's up, Ron? How you doing? Nice to see you. Orlando Dawn says, haven't seen the list, but I'm sure Whitney Houston is very high on the list. Yeah, probably. Anyway, that's who Ofra Haza is. But I never thought, oh yeah, Ofra Haza is one of the greatest singers ever. I never thought that. Like her. I've got Ofra Haza back here. I know I got a couple mixes of Gabby back here because I like Ofra Haza, but great singer? I don't know about that. Okay. Alicia Keys. She's got a nice voice. She's got a real nice voice. 185. Karen O. From the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. Really? All right, cool. By the way, Karen O from the Yeah Yeah Yeahs apparently ranks higher than Alicia Keys and Joan Baez and Bonnie Raitt. Just so you know. Solomon Burke. Let's see here. Okay, fine. Some gospel stuff. Jasmine Sullivan. I guess she had a hit. I'm not familiar with Jasmine Sullivan. Bob Seger, 181. Bob Seger has an interesting voice. And he is a songwriter and a musician, old time rock and roll. We have mutual friends, Bob Seger and I hear he's just a wonderful guy. I just don't know that I've ever considered him one of the greatest singers ever. He's maybe one of the greatest writers ever, but singer, I don't know. He's a fantastic writer. Detroit guy. Forgive me. I don't know how to say this. I never did. SZA. Is it SZA? I don't know how to say SZA. But apparently She's a much better singer than Joan Baez or Bob Seger. Martha Wash. Okay, Martha Wash is a wonderful singer. All right, Martha Wash did some cool soul disco stuff. She was the one on CNC Music Factory, Gonna Make You Sweat. Amazing, amazing. And she's 179. However, let's see, Tabule Rochero from the Congo is better than Martha Wash. Patty Loveless. Okay, this is country, and that's my kryptonite. I got nothing on this. 177. She's better than Martha Wash, though. Okay, and Iggy Pop is better than Martha Wash, too, apparently, because he's 176. Iggy Pop. Did anyone ever say, wow, Iggy Pop is a great singer? Did anyone ever think that? If you have ever thought that Iggy Pop was a great singer, on any level, let me know in the comment section. He's a punk singer. And the whole thing with punk is you don't really know how to play your instruments or you know how to do stuff. You just do stuff. It's DIY, which is cool. But to call him a great singer on any level is bizarre. Just bizarre. Lana Del Rey. Maybe I know who she is. She's definitely not a household name. 175. Okay, Buddy Holly ranks at 174. Fantastic writer and just like an icon in rock and roll. Changed the game for all of us, for every single one of us. I think he was the first rock and roll musician that was white to play at the Apollo, which is pretty cool. Never thought of him as a great singer. Interesting singer, though. Interesting singer. Okay. Marianne Faithfull. Okay. That's going way back. Juan Gabriel. He's a Mexican singer. I'm not familiar with him. Odetta. Queen of American folk music. Okay, I'll take your word for it. I don't know who she is. Chris Stapleton. All right. People are crazy about Chris Stapleton. And he does have a very nice voice. He does. All right. Sylvester. Okay. Who is Sylvester? You guys know who Sylvester is? You Make Me Feel Mighty Real. Do You Want a Funk? Sylvester James. He's been gone for a long time. He died in 1988. He always sang with a falsetto. And I like Sylvester, but again, I never thought, wow, Sylvester has a great voice. He's got an interesting, soulful falsetto voice, but whatever. He's 169. Debbie Harry. Again, Debbie Harry is like kind of like Iggy Pop to me. She's punk. I like her a lot. On a lot of levels. Never thought of her as a great singer. She's 168. Mark Anthony. Okay, this guy's a really good singer. Mark Anthony's solid. And he's at 167, so he's not high enough up on the list, I don't think. Even if we're talking about iconic popular singers, he's not high enough up on the list. Okay, Morrissey. All right. 166. Trying to get the California Latino vote on this one, I guess. You ever thought Morrissey had a great voice? A lot of people love Morrissey. They really do. Morrissey has a cult following. Especially, believe it or not, Latinos in Los Angeles love him. I'm not even kidding you. If you didn't know that, I'm telling you this right now. Latinos in Los Angeles love Morrissey. Like, that's one of his biggest audiences. Never thought of him as a great singer. He's got a nice voice though, I guess, but to go on the top 200 of all time list, it's bizarre. By the way, if you haven't liked my video, do it. Only one person's done that. Thanks, I appreciate it. Ronnie James Dio. This guy's got a powerful voice. Very powerful voice. He's 165. He's He's legit to be on a list, I think. Ronnie James Dio, totally legit to be one of the greatest singers on this list, I think, in pop and rock and roll, whatever. Sandy Denny, I she's like a background singer, I guess. I don't know. She's done some stuff with Zeppelin. I don't know. She's 64. Don't know who she is. Bobby Blue Bland. Don't know who that is either. I'll take care of you. I'm not familiar with who that is. Francose Hardy. She's French. Never heard of her. How iconic can you be if I've never heard of you? I mean, and that's an honest question. I'm pretty good at this, and if I haven't heard of you, it's kind of weird. I think. Brenda Lee. All right. Interesting. By the way, 161. Mercedes Sosa? Who in the hell is Mercedes Sosa? I don't know who this is. I have no idea. Mississippi John Hurt. Oh, we're getting into Delta Blues here. Not anything I'm familiar with. Like, it's not like lexicon with me. Carrie Underwood is 158. See, Marquis says Phil Collins better land here. And somebody else is saying Celine Dion. Celine deserves the attention she's getting for being snubbed. Oh, so Celine Dion isn't even on the list. I think I heard that. That's really bizarre because she's got a really good voice. Robert Smith from The Cure. Now, I'll tell you something about Robert Smith from The Cure. He's 157, by the way. Okay, he's better than Martha Wash. Okay, according to the 4-year-olds who work at Rolling Stone now, because they read that somewhere in the archives that he was good, apparently, and their contributors that they brought in. Not, the musicians they pulled last time, but the contributors. Because the musicians they pulled last time just picked a bunch of people from the 60s and 70s. Just wasn't woke enough for him, I guess. This is like the woke Rolling Stone Top 200 list. He has a really nice voice. He does. And if you were going to put him in... and they said they weren't judging on voice, they were judging on singers. He's doing really well. He sounds really well even today. He looks ridiculous, but he sounds really good now. Whenever I've seen him perform live, I think they did an induction ceremony in 2020 or 21 for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and The Cure was amazing. They did a really good job. He's got a style. It's interesting. But all of his songs kind of sound exactly the same. Like, if you listen to half of the Cure catalog, like, every song sounds like a demo of Just Like Heaven until they finally got Just Like Heaven. It's weird. So, for a body of work, I don't know. Well, whatever. If you're into him, you're into him. George Strait, 156. He's a country singer. He sounds like every other country singer to me. He's popular. Very popular. People love him. I'm thinking of the song I Cross My Heart. That's the one I'm most familiar with from George Strait. He has a very nice voice, but it's not remarkable. Does that make sense? It's not a remarkable voice. Or he's not singing remarkable songs to me, even though he was popular. But, sure, let's give country something in here. Let's put an iconic guy in here. Okay, fine. We'll put George Strait in there. Corin Tucker. Don't know her. Don't know who she is. Forgive me if you guys are big fans of Corin Tucker, but I don't know who Corin Tucker is. Dion. Popular singer, from way back. By the way, he was 154. And we have 153 is Mahlathini. What place is this person from? Okay, he's a peerless figure in the history of South African music. Cool. All right, Michael Stipe, or him. Um, let's see here. And by the way, I hate his voice. Can't stand his voice. Martha Reeves. Okay. And Martha Reeves has a nice voice, I suppose. Okay, we've blown through the first 50. Now, I think what we have to do is click this to go to the next one, perhaps? Yes. Brian Ferry from Roxy Music? He doesn't belong on this list anywhere. I like some stuff that Brian Ferry... Kiss and Tell's a great song. Just don't think this belongs on the list. By the way, like my damn live stream. Thank you. And comment. I will look up. If Ozzy isn't on the list, it's because of his wife not being woke enough. Tom Petty. Let's see here. Wanda Jackson. Alrighty. Yvonne Helm. Number 48. I don't know if you guys are following along or not. I don't know. If you're looking at this, like on the Rolling Stone site as I'm scrolling through here, at number 147 is Barbra Streisand. Barbra Streisand is an icon. Yeah, she's an actress. Yeah, she's an activist. Yeah, she's got some opinions. I understand that. A lot of people have opinions. But as a singer, man, she's like top shelf, guys. She is top shelf. Influential? Are you kidding me? And she's number 147. So if you've ever heard the song Evergreen, Woman in Love, just keep in mind that everybody that comes after her is, according to Rolling Stone, better than her. Barbra Streisand, at best, belongs in the top 10. Or at worst belongs in the top 10. And she's 147. Okay, let's continue. Ruth Brown, jazz singer, 146. PJ Harvey is 145. And, PJ Harvey is much better than Barbra Streisand, just so you understand. So we make that crystal clear. And Martha Wash, PJ Harvey is a much better singer. Darlene Love, also much better singer. And had some 60s hits, fine, whatever. Luciano. He's Jamaican. I don't know him. He's 143. Russell Tompkins Jr. Wait, was he with oh jeez, Stylistics? Is that who that was? Let me read this real quick. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he was with the Stylistics. He's got a good voice. Falsetto, primarily, he sings in. Russell Tompkins Jr. I just didn't know his name, but I know his songs. Bet you by golly, wow, you make me feel brand new. All that stuff. Okay, Christina Aguilera, much better than Barbra Streisand, just so you know. She's got a good voice. She really does, but I think Barbra Streisand, I think Christina Aguilera is even embarrassed that she ranks higher than Barbra Streisand on this list. I can guarantee you Christina Aguilera is embarrassed by this. Bono. Oh my God. Oh my God. Bono doesn't even belong on this list. I hate his ass. Can't stand Bono. Sorry. He seems like a really nice guy. He really does. I just don't like U2. All their songs sound unfinished to me. Yeah, it's like every guitar solo the Edge does leaves me hanging. And Bono has an interesting voice. He does. I'll give him that. But oh, he's better than Barbra Streisand, by the way, just so you know. Rocio Duracal? I don't know. Apparently, she's a Spanish artist. Merle Haggard. Better than Barbra Streisand. El DeBarge? Okay, sure. Why not? El DeBarge is much better than Barbra Streisand. He's a much better singer. He's greater. Not better. He's much greater than Barbra. More influential. El DeBarge is more influential than Barbra Streisand. How's that? Because I think they were doing influencing too. Cool. At 136 is Lauryn Hill. Part of the Fugees. Yeah, she's okay, you know. It didn't blow my mind, though. Her voice didn't blow my mind. 135 is IU. I have no idea who this is. She's South Korean. Axl Rose is a much better singer than Barbra Streisand. I don't know if you knew that or not, but I need you to understand that Axl Rose is much better. So every benchmark from here on out is going to be Barbra Streisand. Okay? Do I love Barbra Streisand? No. Barbra Streisand sang the first song that made me cry, though. Evergreen. When I was a little kid, whenever I heard it, I would cry. It was so beautiful because her voice is just amazing. You know. And Axl Rose sounds like Edith Bunker from All in the Family. Oh, gee, you want some coffee? That's what he sounds like to me. He always has. But he's greater than Barbra Streisand. Neil Young. Okay. Neil Young should never be on this list. Neil Young has the worst voice ever. He sounds like he's got throat cancer every time he sings a song. He always has. I like him. I like Neil Young. I like Neil Young music. Live Rust was played on repeat in my house when I was a child. My mom played it. My brother played it. My sister played it. They love that album. I am very familiar with his work. I'm familiar with his work with Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. He's with Daryl Hannah, and I dig Daryl Hannah, and he's in Laurel Trains, and he does all kinds of cool stuff. But he doesn't have a great voice, or he's not a great singer, I don't think. I don't know. He's a great writer. We're not supposed to judge on voice. We're not great voices, but great singers. And I still don't understand what the hell that means, Rolling Stone. But he's better than Barbra Streisand, just so we understand that. By the way, if you haven't liked my video, go like my video. Loretta Lynn. Loretta Lynn is a good singer. And I believe she wrote her own stuff, too. Okay, let's see here. Jeff Buckley. Fine. Courtney Love is a much better singer than Barbra Streisand, just so you know. Courtney Love. We're just going to pass that one. Rob Halford is a much better singer than Barbra Streisand. Rob Halford has a good voice. He does. He's got a good voice. He's the gay one, if you didn't know. He even said that in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. From Judas Priest. Okay. He's got a really good voice. He's got range is crazy. He still does pretty good. He was well into his 70s now, I think. And he still does a really good job. He's better than Barbra Streisand. He sang with Dolly Parton recently in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Florence Welch, leader of Florence and the Machine at 128. Okay, sure. Tammy Wynette. Tammy Wynette's got a great voice. She does. Tammy Wynette has a fantastic voice. But we're not judging on voice. We're not judging great voices, only great singers, whatever the hell that means, Rolling Stone. I don't get it. It's people you like. It's people you want to put in there to be inclusive. I don't know. So far, Rolling Stone, I have lost total respect for your writing staff. And whoever your contributors happen to be. This is awful, guys. This is awful. Donny Hathaway. All right, finally a singer. Donny Hathaway's a cool dude. I like Donny Hathaway. My favorite Donny Hathaway track is the one that he did with oh Jesus, who did he do it with? It's a duet. Donny Hathaway and is it McCoo from um, Marilyn McCoo from Fifth Dimension. Where's the Love? I think that's who that was. Great tune. Holy crap! His version of This Christmas is really good too. He's an R&B singer from the '70s, and I like him. He belongs on the list. Joe Strummer from The Clash. No one punk belongs on this list. No one punk belongs on this list, by the way. Nobody. Robert Johnson. They're just trying to sound cool over at Rolling Stone, okay? They're trying. They got the girl from Florence and the Machine there, and Robert Johnson in the same list. They're just trying to sound cool. Let's throw the old people a bone once in a while and look through the archives and find somebody who's cool. The Cure is probably more. I never thought of The Cure as punk. I thought of them as like they're kind of new wavy art. They're artsy but not punk. I don't know. I never thought of them as punk. But because they're good, they're actually a good band. Were they always a good band? I don't know, but I never considered them punk as much as I considered them kind of almost in the same category as the Smiths and Morrissey. That's where they belong. Whatever that is, that's what they are. Shoegaze, maybe they call it. I don't know. In England, they've got a different genre for every 5 songs. I can't keep up. Karen Carpenter has a lovely voice, and she's at 123. All right. Or she had a lovely voice. She's a hell of a drummer, too, I guess. Downey, California. Okay. My favorite singer. Influential. Okay. Did things that nobody else had done. And effortlessly. Never, like, Whitney Houston sings, veins start popping out of her neck and stuff. Never saw this woman have veins pop out of her neck when she sang. My favorite singer of all time, no argument, hands down, is Donna Summer. And they have her at 122. Let's see who's better than Donna Summer. My favorite singer. I consider the greatest singer of all time. Who could possibly be better than Donna Summer? Jackie Wilson. Jackie Wilson had a great voice. Not better than Donna Summer at 121. Charlie Rich? No. Not better than Donna Summer. Barrington Levy. Who is Barrington Levy? I don't know who Barrington Levy is. John Fogerty is not a better singer than Donna Summer. Is not a better singer than Barbra Streisand. Hell, I don't even think he's a better singer than Neil Young. He's John Fogerty. Creedence Clearwater Revival, for those of you who don't know. Patti Smith. Okay, so Patti Smith's another punker. Okay, she's punk, but she did something kind of magical with her voice, with the song "Because the Night." There was something about that where like something about her woke up. I don't know. On the greatest singer list, I don't think so. And definitely not better than Donna Summer, let alone Barbra Streisand. Hell, I'm not sure. See, Barbra Streisand and Donna Summer should be fighting for the number 1 position, as far as I'm concerned. Not in the 100s. Chet Baker? Don't know him. Old guy. Erykah Badu. Interesting, I guess. I don't know. It's all that's all opinion stuff. Chrissie Hynde, another punk rocker. And you've ever heard Chrissie Hynde sing? Most of the time, she's almost singing in a talking voice. Most of the time, with very few exceptions. American, and moved to England to join a punk band, and eventually had hits with like Brass in Pocket and Back on the Chain Gang and Don't Get Me Wrong and stuff. She did an amazing song with Tuba Berger called Straight Ahead, probably about 15 years ago, maybe more than that actually, and I'm thinking about it, probably 18, 19 years ago. Really cool song. You've never heard Tuba Berger featuring Chrissy Hynde with Straight Ahead? Listen to it. We never got it in the States, but it's an amazing song, and she does a bang-up job on it. La India. Don't know who she is. She's Puerto Rican. Blanca probably knows who she is. I don't know who she is. Ozzy Osbourne, much better singer than Donna Summer or Barbra Streisand. I like Ozzy's voice. It's interesting. Okay, and I don't think anybody can argue that he's an influential singer. He's an influential singer, all right. He's iconic. Okay, great. I would almost accept him on the list, like, like really close to 200 somewhere. But to put him ahead of Donna Summer and Barbra Streisand is heresy. God. Or Mark Anthony, for Christ's sakes. Come on. Fiona Apple? Oh. No. Doesn't even belong on the damn list. The Weeknd? And number 110? Has anyone ever thought The Weeknd was like one of the most remarkable singers of all time? Roger Daltrey from The Who is 109. No. I don't think he's even one of the top 200 greatest rock and roll singers of all time. I like Roger Daltrey, but come on. I don't... Caetano Veloso, he's Brazilian. I don't know him. Lou Reed is not a good singer. He's a cool guy. He's not a good singer. Not a great singer. Came from the punk scene, Velvet Underground. I like Lou. But not because he's a great singer. This seems like a cool guy and a cool writer and stuff. Whatever. Bill Withers. God, is Bill Withers one of the greatest singers? I just want the greatest writers. And he's got an interesting voice. He didn't start doing music until he was, I think, in his 30s. Like, he's decided to do it. He recently passed. Was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame like maybe 3 or 4 years ago before he passed. And he wasn't even spry enough at the time to go up and do his own performance on stage. I forget who did his performance for him. Somebody came up, it was like John Legend or something, performed Lovely Day and Ain't No Sunshine because Bill couldn't do it. Interesting singer. Yeah, influential. Whatever, Rolling Stone. 106, Bill Withers. Eddie Vedder. Eddie Vedder's got an interesting voice. And he's from kind of that Seattle punk scene thing. But that's different than like old school punk. I think when the folks from Seattle started playing, they actually kind of knew how to play their instruments. That was the 90s pseudo-punk thing. I don't know. By the way, why haven't you liked my video? There's 14 of you and only 7 likes. Come on. Help me out here. Aaron Neville. Aaron Neville has a good voice. One of the Neville brothers. Or had. Did he die? I think he died. Maybe he didn't. Maybe Aaron Neville's still alive. I'm sorry, Aaron, if you're alive and watching this. Leonard Cohen. No. He's got a good voice. Leonard Cohen has a good voice. He's not better than Barbra Streisand or Donna Summer or Mark Anthony. Taylor Swift at 102. We're going to scroll right past that. No comment. Gladys Knight. Gladys Knight's got a good voice. Okay, now we're down to the next thing. At number 100, we have Elton John. Elton John is a fantastic musician. He doesn't write anything. The other guy writes all the stuff. Bernie Taupman writes all this stuff? But he's a piano player and a singer. He's got a nice voice. It's not better than some of the other people that they've had before him, though. Who are these people at Rolling Stone? Shame on you for doing this. Not suggesting you shouldn't be on the list, but maybe it needs to be arranged better. If it was arranged better, maybe some of this stuff would have been palatable, perhaps. Or if they just said, look, we're not going to rank them from 200 to 1. We're just going to say, in no particular order, we feel like these people are great. Maybe it would have forgiven some of this. But to rank them, that's where it gets goofy. Clyde McPhatter. I don't know who Clyde McPhatter is. Sorry. Bob Marley? I never thought Bob Marley had a remarkable singing thing. Cool writer, cool performer, iconic. Usher? I don't know, maybe? I don't know. I never thought Usher sounded remarkable. I mean, the reason I think they picked a lot of those 60s and 70s artists is because back then I think that one of the criteria of being on top was you had to really be good. Usher felt like he came in, I know he didn't, but he felt like he came in through like Disney, where he could sing, but I never thought it was remarkable, you know? I don't dislike his voice or him. I just never considered him remarkable. I mean, not to, but unless Chuck Berry, yeah, very influential, I guess. We're not judging on voices, though. Vicente Fernandez, don't know him. Mexico guy. Toots Hebert is a reggae pioneer, I don't know. Stevie Nicks 93. Stevie Nicks has an interesting voice. A lot of people hate it. I named my daughter after Stevie Nicks. I love Stevie Nicks' voice. Especially when she was young. I absolutely love Stevie Nicks' voice. So, but I know we're not judging on voice. We're not great voices, but great singers. I still don't understand that. Anita Baker, she's got a good voice. She's, what, 92? Nusrat Fahen Al Khan, 91. Much better than Barbra Streisand, Mark Anthony, Donna Summer. I wouldn't know, never heard him. Gal Costa? No, this goes way back. I don't know what this is. This is way back Brazilian stuff. Selena. Selena had a great voice. She really did. And she could mimic others when she sang too. If you look at some of her live stuff, when she was doing, like, she has a disco medley if you never heard it before. She's like mimicking Donna Summer and Gloria Gaynor and things. And she does a really good job. I mean, hitting their ranges and doing it in their styles. She's 89. Jimmy Rogers. This is way back machine stuff. I have no idea who this person is. Diana Ross, 87. Diana Ross came into her own eventually and really did some wonderful things. I don't think that they felt like that she was remarkable when she first got there, according to the documentary with Berry Gordy and Smokey Robinson, but eventually she really came into her own and she really started doing some amazing things. So interesting singer and iconic, absolutely. 86 is Michael Jackson, and you know Michael Jackson could sing, man. And you know, as a child he could sing, as a man he could sing. He could sing. He's 86. Johnny Cash is a better singer than Michael Jackson. I think even Johnny Cash should turn over in his grave if you heard that. At 85. Lata Mangeshkar. India pop music. You got to get some India in there because we all know who they are, right? And it's not about a voice. This is about greatness, according to the writers of this and the contributors. So there you go. Amy Winehouse. What do you think of Amy Winehouse? She ever stand out to you? I always thought Amy Winehouse was interesting because she did an interesting style of music, not because her vocals were fantastic. But we're not judging on vocals. We're judging on something I don't understand. Steve Perry, this guy's got a voice. He really does. And he is deserving to be somewhere on this list. Steve Perry absolutely deserves to be somewhere on this list. Jono Gilberto. Some more people from Mexico? 'Cause I don't know who the hell this is. I don't know. Chris Cornell probably deserves to be on this list. Soundgarden. Emmylou Harris. Yeah, really good singer. Janis Joplin. Iconic singer. Yeah, yeah. And she could belt. She could belt. Absolutely. Number 78. Bruce Springsteen. Yeah, iconic guy. Yeah, sure, why not? Wilson Pickett. Yeah, right on. I'm down. D'Angelo. You know, I don't remember hearing a lot of music from D'Angelo. Untitled is really cool. I always thought D'Angelo was kind of doing a Prince impersonation. What do you think? I mean, sometimes it was hard for me to distinguish D'Angelo from Prince. Like, does Prince have a new song? This is like a Prince song, but it kind of sounds like a Prince song. Oh, what do you think? Like, everything D'Angelo did kind of, to me, sounded like Prince's Scandalous. I don't know. Everything I was familiar with, everything I heard that had his name on it. Untitled is the one that sticks out in my mind. That absolutely sounds like Prince. Even the music sounds like Prince. To me. Patti LaBelle. Yeah. LaBelle. Lady Marmalade, the original of that. Hector Lavoe? Yeah, right on, man. Hector Lavoe. One of the big, pioneers of salsa music. That's cool. Muddy Waters. Interesting voice. I only really familiar with Manish Boy from Muddy Waters. Roy Orbison. Guy sang like an angel. Absolutely belongs here. Absolutely belongs here. Ronnie Spector. I like Ronnie Spector's voice. Yeah, okay, fine. Ronnie Spector. You Sir Endure? If you're into that, sure. If we're doing lip service to reggae and island music, sure. And I think that's what we're doing, a lot of lip service here. Rihanna can sing. Where's she from? Trinidad or something like that? She can sing. 68. Dennis Brown? Don't know who this guy is. Don't know. Some Jamaican dude. David Ruffin. Okay. Sure. Minnie Riperton. She did a song called Loving You. And she went really high in it. And her daughter is, I think her name is, oh man, I keep, Maya something or other. She was on Saturday Night Live. It's her daughter. Can't remember. Maya Rudolph is Minnie Riperton's daughter. There's a trivia there for you. You didn't know that. For reals, you can look it up. I'm not lying to you. Maya Rudolph, her mother was Minnie Riperton. So you know, and she's on the list. And okay, fine. Bjork. Oh, we're just going to skip this. Robert Plant. Jesus. Okay, somebody who deserves to be on the list, and they're not ranked nearly high enough. One of my favorite singers, George Michael. Amazing singer. Absolutely amazing singer. It's number 62. Kultum. Egyptian. Don't know her. Old. Kate Bush is better than George Michael, apparently, because Kate Bush is number 60. Howlin' Wolf. Oh my God. Lady Gaga? Lady Gaga can sing. Okay, she can. But I think Lady Gaga might even argue with her position on this list with some other people. Lady Gaga would not put herself before Barbra Streisand, would not put herself before Donna Summer. Guaranteed. Wouldn't do it. Would not do it. Brian Wilson. Yeah, okay, fine. Beach Boys. Barry White is number 56. Whew. Yeah, that's an iconic voice right there. And to be at number 56? Man. Tina Turner is number 55. Tina Turner's got a great voice. Willie Nelson's 54. I don't think cat's scratching at my chair. Stop it, Ollie. Come here. Come here, fool. Oh, say hi to the people. This is Ali. He was scratching at my chair because he wanted some attention. Now he's getting attention he didn't really want. If you like Ollie, like my video. If you don't like Ollie, don't like my video. If you don't like my video, it means you hate Ollie. And here's his face. So anyway, Willie Nelson is better than, yeah. Okay. Moving right along. Miriam Makeba. What place is this person from? Okay, a South African musician living under apartheid. Alrighty. Mick Jagger is 52. Mick Jagger has an interesting voice. Yeah, it's an iconic voice. I am a Rolling Stones fan. I'm a Mick Jagger fan. Just so you know. If you said, what do you like better, Rolling Stones or the Beatles? I would say Rolling Stones. Now, I prefer the Beatles solo work, but I love Stones. And the cool thing about the Stones is, it's the only band that I can think of that really was super relevant with new hits and new sounds for 3 decades. I mean, 60s, 70s, and 80s, where the sound changed. It evolved. There are bands like Foo Fighters who have been around for 25 years, but they sound no different than they ever did. To me, they sound like they're doing the same music in the same style. The Stones didn't do that. Stones were switching it up constantly, and I dig that about the Stones. Sade, yeah, good singer. Okay, and we're down to the last 50, folks. I'm going to almost put you out of your misery here. Down to the last 50. Joni Mitchell, great writer, and really a great singer, and she's at 50. Rod Stewart, one of the more interesting voices in rock and roll, at 49. Toni Braxton's at 48. She's got a nice voice. Toni Braxton's got a great voice. Linda Ronstadt, melt my heart. Love Linda Ronstadt. Love her voice. She's good. She's deserving to be on this list. Mavis Staples. I'll take you there. Staples singers. Did some work with Prince. Okay, a nice woke choice there. Ella Fitzgerald, another nice woke choice. James Brown. Rock and roll, sure. Wow. 43 is Ariana Grande. Who's better than everyone we've mentioned before this? Everybody. She's a better singer than all of them. According to Rolling Stone and their contributors, Ariana Grande at 43. Teddy Pendergrass, he's got a voice on him. Yeah. Etta James, yeah, beautiful voice. Aliyah, I like Aliyah, but 40? 40? Come on. Louis Armstrong. It's a very easy voice to impersonate, you know. But we're not judging on voice, we're judging on just great singers, not great voices. And yeah, no one's explained that one to me yet. Curtis Mayfield. Got an interesting voice. And I love his writing. Van Morrison. 37. I never thought Van Morrison had a great... I never thought he was a great singer. Writer? Yeah. Singer? I don't know that he influenced anybody with his vocal qualities or his singing. Maybe he did. Kurt Cobain at 36. That's just dumb. Dusty Springfield? Okay. Sure. Thom Yorke? Sorry, don't know who he is. I'll probably get in trouble for this, but I don't know who this cat is. Bessie Smith? There's some wokeness for you here. David Bowie. David Bowie didn't even consider himself a great singer. David Bowie considered himself an artist, not a great singer. And quite frankly, he wasn't. He has an interesting voice that I enjoy. David Bowie has been somebody who I've been familiar with my entire life. In my house, Changes One was on repeat from the time it came out until I was probably about 16 years old from my siblings and my mother and me. I went personally through, I think, probably 6 copies of it, 8-track, cassette, and a record. Love David Bowie. Love David Bowie. Great singer? No, and even if we're going to pretend he is for a minute, not 32. He goes in the 100s somewhere. Luther Vandross. Okay, speaking of David Bowie, Luther Vandross, David Bowie gave Luther Vandross one of his first breaks. He appeared on the Young Americans album as a background singer. And he is a fantastic singer, or was a fantastic singer. Hank Williams? I'll skip that one. Shaka Khan? Shaka Khan's got a hell of a voice. I don't think it's better than a lot of the people who were way up there in the 100s, though. Mahalia Jackson? Sure, yeah, of course. There are a lot of... You can go to any church in Chicago. It's Sunday, right? Yeah, right now, and you would find some amazing singers. It's the cloth that some of these gospel singers are cut. Martha Wash, that's what they were cut. Dolly Parton. Yeah, Dolly Parton has a good voice. 27. Paul McCartney has an interesting voice and I like it, but I don't think Paul McCartney even agrees with his position as 26 on this list. I love Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney is, if you're going to rank musical genius, if I was going to do that, he'd be number 1. He'd be ahead of Prince, because the man is a machine, and he has been since he was a kid. And not only that, but he's cool on top of that. He's cool, he's cooperative, he's not an egomaniac. I love Paul McCartney, but even Paul wouldn't agree with his position on this list. Mary J. Blige. Now, Mary J. Blige is a good singer, but yeah, no. George Jones. Here we go again. Whatever. Smokey Robinson has a hell of a voice, and Smokey is at 23. Yeah, Smokey goes in the top 50 in my book. Adele. Remember what I was talking about with these gospel singers in Chicago? You can go to any church right now down there, like in the Southside Baptist Church, you're going to hear a singer better than Adele. Adele, to me, always felt like that she was trying to show off with her vocal talents and not just flat out singing. That and everything the woman does is depressing as hell. As a DJ, how many Adele songs have you played at weddings? How about 0? How about that? That's what I'm guessing. Nina Simone. Okay. Nina Simone's a good singer. Marvin Gaye is also a fantastic singer. He's at number 20. Frank Sinatra. I'm going to say something that a lot of you are going to hate, because whenever I say it, people get really angry. I'm going to say it and I mean it. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Frank Sinatra's a terrible singer. Frank Sinatra sings like he talks. Frank Sinatra is not as good as you think he is. Frank Sinatra didn't write any of his music, or very little of it. He sang like I can imagine my father may have sang if he could like find a key, because my dad was tone deaf. But if my dad could find like key and he could sing in key, he would sound like Frank Sinatra. Unremarkable. Popular. Very popular. But unremarkable. As a musician and a singer. I said it. And you can send the hate mail to BSR. It is what it is. It's my opinion, okay? Rolling Stone got to give their opinion. I get to give my opinion. Celia Cruz. Do you know who Celia Cruz is? I know who Celia Cruz. Celia Cruz is the queen of salsa. I believe she's from Cuba, but she's more associated with being Puerto Rican. Cool lady. I know people who knew Celia. I love Celia music. She's got a track, Carnival, that is fantastic. I play it whenever I've got, like that crowd in front of me as a DJ. Dance to a lot of her music. Been around for a long time. She's been gone for a while. She's been gone for, over 20 years. Over 20 years. Maybe 20, yeah, right around 2000 she died, I think. But yeah. She's got a good voice. Looks like a man. But she's got a great voice. And I heard that she was just the sweetest lady ever. My friend Joey Blue used to work with her and said she was just so sweet. Elvis Presley. You don't get more iconic than that. I mean, love him or hate him, man had a voice. He really did. Prince. One of my all-time favorites. Prince. Let me just say this about Prince. I told you that Paul McCartney, right, is probably number one. Prince is number two. But Prince is way up there. I don't even know if I want to say one's better than the other, really, when it comes to talent and such. I never thought Prince was a great singer, though. But he's one of my favorites. One of my favorite musicians. He has an interesting voice. Is he better than Michael Jackson as a singer? No. No. Absolutely not. And I like Prince a lot more than I like Michael Jackson. But we're not judging on voice. Yeah. Prince above Elvis. Isn't that great? Prince above everybody else on that list. Prince above the people. Prince above Mark Anthony. It doesn't make any sense, folks. It doesn't make any sense at all. No, Sinatra wasn't a great singer, Matthew. I'm sorry. I know that a lot of people disagree with me on that, but if you're going to... No. It's easy to imitate. If you can imitate a voice, and a lot of people have done it, a lot of people imitate Sinatra, how great can you be if it's easy to imitate? Popular? Yeah, very popular. Very popular. Iconic in that regard. Not a great singer, folks. Sorry. Can't be. Can't be a great singer. I don't care how cool it is to say you like Sinatra. You can like him, but that's a remarkable singer? Come on, Matthew. Come on! Damn kids. Bob Dylan? No. I'll even go as far to say Frank Sinatra is a better singer than Bob Dylan is. I don't know what the hell kind of noises this man makes. Bob Dylan's a great writer. And when he was young, he had a cool voice, I guess, but not remarkable, but we're not judging on that again. I don't know what we're judging on. Matthew, you're young. The staff at Rolling Stone's young. Maybe you can help me understand what the hell is going on here and how they're doing this. I don't get it. I'm too old. I'm not woke enough for this. Or awake. Okay, Freddie Mercury is at number 14. Freddie Mercury, at worst, should be top 10. Let's see who's better than Freddie Mercury. Patsy Cline is better than Freddie Mercury. No. Number 12, John Lennon? I'm thinking really hard. Remarkable John Lennon vocals. Paul McCartney had more interesting vocals than John Lennon, even on the Beatles stuff, didn't he? I thought he did. He had more ground, more range than John Lennon did. Little Richard. Okay, let's give it up for Little Richard. He's OG. He did stuff before a lot of people did stuff. vocal stylings. Al Green. Al Green's a great singer. Number 10. Otis Redding. Oh, wait a minute. That sounds backwards. I think most people would argue that Al Green was a more interesting singer than Otis Redding was. Beyonce. We'll just skip that one. Stevie Wonder. All right. Ray Charles. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know. OG for sure. Mariah Carey is number 5. Like well over 100 above Barbra Streisand and Donna Summer. Billie Holiday. Yeah, Billie Holiday is definitely iconic. Sam Cooke. Okay. Number 3. 2 is Whitney Houston. Okay. 2. So we're down to it. I haven't looked yet. We don't know who number 1 is. Okay. Now, we know Celine Dion hasn't popped up here yet. And Celine Dion was snubbed completely, so it's not Celine Dion. Is it Pavarotti? That would be weird. He's opera. I don't think they were doing opera on this. Freddie Mercury's already been talked about. One of the greatest singers of all time. And right up in his league is George Michael. I've been beating Donna Summer and Barbra Streisand to death. But they definitely deserving of a number 1 spot if you're going to rank. We know it's not them because they were way up on the list. Who the hell is number 1? Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Who's number 1? Okay, Lionel Richie. Who mentioned that? Somebody mentioned Lionel Richie. It came up on my phone, but I haven't seen the chat yet. No, Whitney's number 2. Orlando. We don't know number 1 yet. We're going to find out in a second. Somebody mentioned Lionel Richie. I will tell you this. I love Lionel's voice in the Commodores. I love the solo stuff in the 80s. I saw him perform when he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He don't have a voice anymore. He does not have a voice anymore. Yeah, I think you're right, Orlando. I think you're right. It's got to be Aretha Franklin. It has to be because we haven't seen her yet. Has to be Aretha Franklin. Let's find out. And the survey says, yep, it's Aretha Franklin. That's the list, folks. That is the top 200 greatest singers of all time. Not voices, but singers. I don't know the difference. I don't understand it. I'm too old and too out of touch and just way not woke enough to understand this list. But there it is. And shame on you, Rolling Stone. Shame on you. Am I angry? No. And the reason I'm not angry is because Rolling Stone, to me, hasn't been a credible source for over 30 years on anything. I think they were, at one time, really influential. They were something that was really important and groundbreaking. But, yeah, it was a long time ago. I canceled my subscription to Rolling Stone probably in the late 80s, maybe the early 90s. And I remember them calling me and asking me why. And I said, because your writing isn't any good. Your critics have no taste. No. And I was young. I was like 20, and I was like, no. So either the magazine is for 12-year-olds, or they've been out of touch for a really long time. The thing used to be, I want to be on the cover of Rolling Stone. Now, who cares, man? Or even buy a copy of that? Would you have to go to like a specialty magazine store? Like order it and wait a week to get it? I don't know. Anyway. That's it. That's it. That's my reaction to it. I hope you had fun watching it with me. I don't think, no, she wasn't on there. There was a lot of people that weren't on there. A lot of weird rankings on this. And, again, aside from some really stupid stuff in there, I think that Rolling Stone would have been a lot better off. Yeah, Bob Seger was there. Bob Seger was like way, way up, like in the 150s, maybe the 140s. I think they would have done themselves more justice if they didn't rank them from 200 to 1. I think they would have done themselves more justice if they took 200 spots and just filled them in no particular order. Who's great? And I think from there they could have looked and said, you know what? Maybe Celine Dion's a better singer than Iggy Pop. And they could have said, okay, yeah, you know what? Let's swap that out. Let's trade that out. I think they would have done themselves justice doing it that way. But they didn't. They did it this way, and now there's backlash, and they're wondering why. And they're wondering why their feelings are hurt and where their safe space is, I'm sure, too. So, anyway, I'm done. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you tuning in. More videos to come. Something to do on a Sunday afternoon. Been here for, well over an hour. Yeah, it's time to turn this off and get on with whatever else I was going to do on Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. Practice and enjoy. Now, how the hell do you turn this thing off? Let's try this button.